Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Chapter 16. And I heard a great voice out of the temple, saying to the seven angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. And the first went, and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
On Saturday, I declared a public health emergency of international concern over the global monkeypox outbreak. More than 18,000 cases of monkeypox have now been reported to WHO from 78 countries, with more than 70% of cases reported from the European region and 25% from the region of the Americas.
We want to warn you, this illness is graphic in nature, and we do not want to hide the severity of some of its symptoms, but you should know some of these images are hard to watch. Wesley Wallace says just being awake,
it hurts to exist,
is excruciating.
As you can see, from the time it started, it's just progressed and gotten worse and worse.
It's right there on his face. What he first thought was just a pimple.
I was like, oh God, please not me, please not me.
Soon turned out to be monkeypox. 8 different lesions on his chin, even one inside his mouth.
Every sip, every bite, it's just like, oh, I can't, it hurts.
And it's spreading.
Now random little lesions are starting to appear on my body. So one on my hand, there's one here, like there on my wrist.
A sign of monkeypox can be lesions. I have 2 on my face. This one is still developing as well, sort of looks like a pimple. And then that maturity gets worse to turn into this. First time I noticed my symptoms was June 27th, right after Pride celebrations in New York City. And I first noticed a sore in the underwear area, we'll call it. And then over a few days later, I sort of realized that other symptoms I was having included night sweats. I had constant headaches for an entire week where I was constantly popping pills of Tylenol just to sort of get rid of the headaches.
And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and wast and shalt be, because thou hast judged thus. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy.
A pool of water located close to the Dead Sea in the biblical region of Moab, modern-day Jordan, has mysteriously turned blood red. Workers from Jordan's Ministry of Water and Irrigation sampled the water to determine the cause of the bizarre phenomenon, which is as yet unexplained. The images have sparked an uproar on social media, with blood-red waters carrying much significance in the Old Testament as one of the 10 plagues God cast upon the Pharaoh of Egypt to free the Jews from slavery.
And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory.
An astonishing milestone this week. Monday and Tuesday, the hottest days ever recorded on Earth. Here in the U.S., Americans feeling the brutal summer heat firsthand. Over 20 million under heat alerts today.
It's really hot, really humid.
Central Florida reaching a triple-digit heat index Wednesday.
It's too hot. I want to move out of Florida. My body's not made for this type of weather.
Local emergency managers putting extreme weather plans in place.
Just last year, we activated the plan twice, and it was only for a couple days. It's now been active for over a week.
Connecticut's governor also activating statewide extreme weather protocols to protect residents from brutal temperatures. Sarasota, El Paso, and Portland all seeing record highs Wednesday. And in Tucson, Arizona, it was a staggering 107 degrees. Summer's only just begun.
Always parks that have sprinklers. We carry a lot of water. We spray them down all day.
But the sweltering heat is already in full force.
Drinking a lot of Gatorade, water, staying hydrated.
And temps still spiking with that global record. Even with half the world in winter, the average global temperature at 62.6 degrees Monday, and even higher, 62.9 on Tuesday. Climate experts warning this is not a milestone to celebrate.
A fierce heat wave is gripping parts of Europe with temperatures reaching more than 40 degrees Celsius. This is Antibes in the south of France, where tourists are being warned to take special care in the extreme heat. In Greece, they've been dousing areas at risk of wildfires with temperatures expected to hit 45. And they'll do anything to keep cool in Turin in Italy, one of 10 major cities issued with red alert warnings for severe heat.
And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds.
A record heat wave and its connections to climate change are highlighting again the growing concerns around America's electrical grid and whether it can withstand the added stress.
If Moscow shuts down the grid, millions could be left without light, heat, refrigeration, water, phones, and internet. The White House is monitoring our own critical infrastructure after 2 Department of Homeland Security warnings last month about threats to our grid. One noted Russia has proven its ability to use cyber attacks to shut down electric grids and compromised U.S. energy networks. We've been looking at the grid for months, and we're surprised to learn how vulnerable it is and how often it's deliberately targeted.